Welcome back to RMS, your all-time favourite auto electrical channel. So, we have got a 54 plate transporter coming. He's booked it in for a Speedo fault and a fuel gauge fault. So, if you go back, check some of my old videos out where DTE come to visit. We had exactly the same fault, where if you have anything done on the front bumper, they can connect the wiring up, which goes along the front bumper, the wrong way round, and it blows the dash. This front bumper looks like it's been painted, so I was like, aha, there we go, something's happened there. So I thought first thing we're going to do, pull the cluster out, see if the little trace is burnt inside there, see what's going on. But then we drove it in the workshop, ABS lights on, and the little handbrake warning light is flashing. There's a bit of a beep as well, telling us that we've got an ABS fault. So I think we're going to look down that route first. I have had these where I've had ABS faults. It's affected the fuel gauge. We've done the work on the car. I said to the customer, go and check it, see what you think of the fuel gauge, because they can be a bit erratic, can just not read right. Every time it's been okay. So we're going to go down the ABS route first before we strip anything else out. But when he phoned, when we first got it in, we thought we was going one route. Now we've changed our mind. Let's get it scanned, see what he says. Right, so we just scanned it with a Think Car 399, cracking a little bit of kit. It's coming up with both front ABS sensors. The last one of these we done had the ABS control module, which fails, and as soon as it puts a fault code in, it won't clear. So if anything's happened to it, it won't clear the first one, won't clear the second one. If you add another one into it, it'll add it in, but won't allow it to clear because there's an internal error. So what we're going to do quickly, we're going to go to the back, disconnect one of the ABS sensors, make sure that it does actually come up with that code, and then when we plugged it back in, it clears. That's going to sort of confirm that it's not one of them type of modules. So let's get that done, see what we can do. Oh, right, so we disconnected that sensor, fault code come up, connected it back up, and it's cleared again. So that means this module is doing what it's meant to be doing, reading, clearing, everything's good. So what we've got no ABS signals on the front. Well, got two faults for ABS on the front. And funny enough, the last one what we done would give readings, but would have fault code stored in it. We're just giving it a run down the yard and back up. Speedo's not working. Looked in live data, both front wheels not spinning, rear ones are. So it's more than likely two front sensors. Who knows, eh? So let's have a look at it, see what we can find. And then, yeah, see what we can do. But when we drove it down the yard, Speedo's not working. The fuel gauge is literally going up and down like the rev counter. As you accelerate, it goes up. As you brake, it goes down. If you stand still, it is fine. So, like I say, I've had people say that they've been erratic before, but I've never seen it. So, let's get that done. Let's strip the front wheels off, see what we can find, and we'll go from there. I was considering pulling the ABS plug off, the ABS module plug off, and testing the wires down to each sensor, which sort of would make sense. If it's just the one sensor, you can pull it off, just make sure, you know, you've got open circuit instead of resistance down the other one. But I think because it's down both circuits, it's either going to be two sensors, bad wiring, whatever. It's got aftermarket wheels on there. That might give you an indication, but who knows? So, yeah, I think I am going to get it jacked up, get the wheels off it, have a look at the wiring, just do some basic checks there. I might be going the wrong way, but I think that's what we're going to do. So let's get them stripped off anyway. Right, so we've got the wheels off this T5. Let's show you what we found. It's a bit of a mess. Right, so on this side, this wire's been repaired. The main flexi wire, what's meant to go from here around to here, it's just got two thin, cheap wires on it. The other side has had a repair done here. So what I'm going to do, just double check, because them wires on the driver's side look okay. We're just going to check what voltage, or what sort of readings we're getting down on the passenger side, because them wires are pulled apart. You can get directly to the wires. Just flip the ignition on, and then we'll come around this side, see if anything's different, because I would think that connection's been sort of lost down that bad wiring. So let's have a look what we've got on here. So on these wires, on the red you've got a voltage, on the green you've got some sort of ground signal. So we know we're getting some sort of path from here to the ABS unit. Just going to check the other side. So we've got the plug out, got a voltage, but the other wire's completely dead. So what we're going to do, we're going to just quickly run some bypasses on this, find out what's going on there. Obviously it's going to have broken wire in there. Do a quick teeth and tape bypass, make sure both sensors are working, make sure we've got wheel speed, make sure that the fuel gauge is all okay. So quickly, literally, teeth and tape, cut the bolts in the wheels, down the yard and back, make sure it's all okay, then we can price it up for the customer for a full job, strip out, new looms coming down, see what he wants to do. So let's get that done, confirm it's going to fix everything. Right, so we've done our temporary repair. While we was doing it, phoned up, said, "How you get on with this car?" So, well, got a couple of ABS sensor faults on the front. He said, "I know about them." I said, "Well, that's what's going to be bringing on your Speedo fault." "Well, it ain't going to be that, is it?" I said, "Yeah, good possibility. Now the ABS light's been on for ages. That hasn't affected it." He said, "I know about that. The wiring needs doing." Right, okay. I said, "So," he said, "but it's not going to affect the fuel gauge, is it?" I said, "Yeah, apparently on these, they get the right hump. If they don't know what speed the vehicle's doing, the fuel gauge goes all over the place. So, yeah, it needs doing first before we can go any further." I said, "I'm literally just doing a temporary repair, and then I'll let you know. Make sure the ABS codes are cleared, Speedo's working, make sure the fuel gauge is working, and then we'll decide whether we want new looms put down it." He said, "I might just do that myself, but let's have a look." So let's get set up. We've done this. Let's go and give it a code read, make sure they're clear, give it a run down the road or down the estate, just make sure the Speedo's working, and then we'll make a decision what we're going to do. Right, let's just clear them codes. Clear fault codes. That's all done. Okay, so we've got no fault codes. We've got no ABS. Oh, the ABS light's flashing, but that's just going to be because we're talking to it. Let's come out of there. That's clear. Let's set you up so you can see the Speedo and the fuel gauge. So the fuel gauge, while you're driving it along, if you accelerated, it went up. You decelerated, it went down, and it was as quick as that. Near enough like a rev counter. So let's get you set up so you can see the Speedo, see the fuel gauge. Have a look at that. Turn some lights on so you can see it. So fuel gauge, Speedo. Let's give it a little. Ooh. So it's already made a difference before we even got to any speed. Speedo's working. Fuel gauge is nice and stable, but we'll get some. Lovely. So the fuel gauge isn't moving at all. That's nice and stable. And Speedo is working. So there we go. So that's working. So speak to the customer. So there we go. Just spoke to the customer. He wants to get some new looms, put them in himself. Just wanted us to confirm the fault. He would never have gone down the ABS route. He said when he bought it, the fella had told him that he had ABS issues there and the wires have been repaired. Obviously hasn't affected anything, but he kept saying, you know, the ABS light was on before all this happened. But if one sensor's gone down, it's going to bring the ABS light on. When another sensor goes down, it can't tell you that it's happened again. So that's why you need to get your faults repaired as soon as one light comes on, because it can't warn you again. So two sensors affected the Speedo and the fuel gauge. Weird one. So as always, thanks for watching. Give us a little like, give us a little share. If you think anyone's interested in this type of video, maybe stick it out on your Facebook, get us a little bit of recognition. That'd be beautiful. So let's see you on the next one. Ta-da!